and where this "he's an anti-Semite" comes from. I mean, these people are not to be taken seriously. And what's good about what's happening now is that what's happened to Candace Owens has started to push others who've been silent on this, not the Daily Wire, of course, but some others in the alternative media, to start criticizing Israel that weren't before, because now it's become more acceptable to do so. But it's we've got a very long way to go before we're out of that particular bind of you being branded anti-Semitic and everyone accepting it, and that's what you are. It's starting to break down, but it's still massive. And of course, I'm banned from 29 European countries and Australia because of what I've been saying over the years, which is now being proved correct about the agenda of the Israeli government, and some of the things that Candace Owens has been saying, which got her fired, I was saying, of course, in the mid-1990s.
Yeah.
So it's becoming more acceptable to say these things, and we must say them, and we must say what we believe to be right, and not censor our opinions while claiming or complaining about censorship. I see this all the time. I see people self-censoring, oh, yeah, I better not say that. And then they complain about censorship on social media. I mean, you're censoring yourself. You've got nothing to complain about if you're doing that. So there really is a time, my God, never more so than now, to say what you think, mean what you say, and to hell with the consequences, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, when it all comes down, if you say what you think after the event, then it holds no power. And we've, amount of people that have said something far too late, even though they thought it at the time. And when I watch that clip and hear that person speak, I think about is it the Nazi propaganda minister that used to accuse the other side of that which you are guilty, which, they're accusing these people of these behaviors when listen to them and look at their background.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. When you look at the behavior of the Israeli government and the Israeli network of intelligence and military, they're an incredibly racist, discriminatory mentality. And if you're going to hide that, and it's an old trick, then you accuse other people of what you're doing. So you put all the focus upon them. It's a similar thing to if you want to run drugs and not be suspected, run them through a anti-drug agency. And so you've got this, oh no, we're the put on people, we're being discriminated against, it's anti-Semitism. And you keep banging that out. And people forget or don't recognize or are too frightened to speak about the fact that your discrimination against others is off the frickin' charts. And again, we come back to the same thing. We must call this out.
Absolutely.
We must not say, oh, I'd better not say that because what's the consequence? Damn the bloody consequences. If it's true, say it. We've come too long down this road of self-censorship, and the woke thing has kind of massively increased that, of course. And it's got to stop.
Final thing to cover on Candace Owens is this whole phenomena that seems to have taken over the alternative thinkers again, or alternative media, let's not say alternative thinkers because a lot of people haven't fallen for it, which is this reconnection with Christianity and this whole Jesus is King, Christ is King situation. And obviously there was an image posted this week, and also she's been speaking about this quite heavily as well. So let's talk about this Christ is King phenomena.
Yeah, well, it kind of connects into what we've been talking about, because why that became a thing in the last few days is because it was being suggested that to say Christ is King or Christ is Lord, Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord, was anti-Semitic. And my response to that was, what the hell isn't? You know, it's unbelievable. Israel is fantastic, and the Israeli government's fantastic. That's anti-Semitic. Oh, God.
It is.
Anyway, it's an interesting point that comes out of that, because I saw a post on Twitter X of a picture, we've got it here, of Jesus raised up on a throne, and all these people on their knees. And the reason I responded to that on Twitter X is because the wording of it was to the effect of, the day will come, you know, Jesus is King, and the day will come when people must bend the knee and accept him as their King, their Lord, and all that stuff. And you know, the point I was making is that humans have been on their freaking knees throughout known human history to something, whether it's a Hindu on his knees to Krishna, or a Muslim on his knees to Allah, or a Christian on their knees to Jesus.
Yeah.
And the irony, and there's a lot of ironies in today's Dot Connector, is that the alternative media, and you know, I've got great respect for Candace Owens and her willingness to stand up for what she believes in. Good on her. But she has been, as you say, pushing this Jesus is King thing all week. And it's like, how can you be an open-minded researcher who is, first of all, demanding freedom and demanding freedom from authority and freedom from imposition, and then be on your knees to Jesus, not just Jesus, anybody else, Allah, Krishna, I don't care. Why don't we look the world in the eye as an equal expression of infinite awareness, and not as some subordinate kind of little child looking up to some figure? I don't care who they are. You're not going to be free in the true extent of what I believe in freedom if you're on your sodding knees. It's not going to happen. And I don't care who you're on your knees to, it's not going to happen. And so you have this this massive contradiction between people calling for freedom at the same time saying we must bow our knees to some deity. And the other side of this is that, you know, if you are researching what is happening in the world, then you've got to have a mind that is open to all possibility. It's no good having no-go areas.
Yeah.
Because if you are looking for something and you say you're trying to find it, but there's areas you won't go, well, what if the truth is in those areas? You're not going to find it, are you?
Right.
And so one of the, again, the ironies, contradictions, is that you're seeking what's happening in the world, but your religious belief system is a no-go area. Any information that might challenge that, you ain't going there. So again, what are we looking at? Self-censorship. So a Muslim researcher who believes in the Muslim religion, a Hindu researcher who believes in the Hindu religion, is not going to go into areas of research which may undermine their belief in that religion. Same with Christianity. And so there's this this contradiction between saying you are open-mindedly looking at the world when the evidence says actually you're not. And I can tell you from 35 years now of researching this, this whole arena, that unless your mind is free of preconceived idea and preconceived belief, you're not going to find what's really going on, because your belief will self-censor where you need to go to find out what is going on.
And that's why I think it's important just to touch on that finally, is the people that come to this arena from religion, that are very fundamentally religion, the answers, as we know, especially if you look at your last few books, lie in those areas that religion censors. So, I mean, it's not really a question. It's the answer is clearly yes, but that's why they're very comfortable letting people that come from a religious perspective have the limelight, have the, all the audiences, and people like yourself and very, very few others that come to it from a more spiritual, esoteric consciousness element, that they're the ones that are attacked and censored and marginalized.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a belief system that is immovable, they gotcha. They gotcha. See, I've said in the books over the years, they don't care what you rigidly believe as long as you rigidly believe it. Because if you do, whether you rigidly believe in science, follow the science. Oh yeah, that works out, doesn't it? If you rigidly believe in a religion or any other belief system, you have a no-go area that's going to stop you getting to actually the magnitude and the totality of what's going on. So they're quite happy with that, as long as you have a belief system. And so, I am a maverick within Mavericks, if you like, because I don't have a no-go area. If the evidence will take me there and justify me going there, I'll go there, and then I'll talk about what I found. I don't have a belief system which is immovable, because if you do, you'll go here and no further. And that's what the alternative media is overwhelmingly doing.
Yeah, even more so than ever before. And I can't think of anybody else really, other than yourself, who comes at it without a religious perspective on it. Whether you go to, a lot of them come from the Christian perspective, some come from the Muslim perspective. I can't think of anyone else really that's got any kind of profile that doesn't come at it from one of those two angles.
Well, and when I say me piece, I get enormous amounts of abuse from people that do have belief systems. And, that's sad, because I'm not saying they shouldn't have their belief system. If you want to believe in Christianity, believe it. Your choice, mate. Nothing to do with me. You want to believe in Islam, you want to believe in Hinduism, believe it. You want to believe in science, believe it. All I'm saying is, if you do, you're not going to find the totality of what's going on, because it lies in areas that put your belief system under challenge and under question. And if you've got a belief system that's immovable, you're not going to go where you need to go.
No, and it's no accident that at this time where more and more people are seeing through things, they're promoting these people that are coming at it from a religious perspective. Well, that's it.